Come on, sir. Just sit down there, will you, please? Take care of him, Constable Bennett, will you?
Well, hasn't he sobered up yet?
No, sir, not as yet, and he's got a bottle in his coat pocket, sir.
Well, get it off him, Baker.
Well, we tried to, sir, but he became rather violent, so we thought rather than creating a scene, we'd leave it with him.
Oh, fair enough. Did he tell you what happened?
No, sir, not exactly, but as you can see, sir, his speech is somewhat impaired, probably due to the alcohol he's consumed. But I could tell from snatches of his conversation, sir, mostly to himself, that he's had some sort of knife fight between himself and a gentleman called Rodrigo or Rodriguez.
No, Sam, leave this to me, Baker. I'll sort this out.
Right, sir.
What's his name, do you know?
Oh, I don't know, Sarge.
Oh, my God. Now, sir, this fight you've had with your friend, Mr. Rodriguez. Calm down, sir, calm down. This bloke's off.
Where is he, the dog?
What the hell's all this?
This is uniform business, if you don't mind.
Yeah, looks like a three-ring circus.
Get upstairs to your own office, will you, please? Just sit down here. Look, don't you worry. We'll have all this sorted out in no time before you know where you are.
Harold! Harold! You bring me news of that scoundrel, Rodriguez?
No, to take no notice. Get him into the cells, for God's sake.
Look, come on, sir.
Oh, one moment, my good man. My herald brings me news of Rodriguez.
Yes, sir, we'll get you a herald as soon as we get you into the cells.
Ah, yes. My cell, where the man can commune with his almighty.
Oh, my God. Anyway, what do you want?
Do you want to buy a herald?
Good morning, sir.
Eric, how are you? It's been quite a while.
It has indeed, sir. Yes.
You know Sergeant McPhee, Eric?
Yes, of course, Sandy.
Eric?
I should know him, sir. He's got 25% of my manpower over in his area, helping him out of a tough spot.
Now, that's only for a week or so, until we get this confounded nugget into a vault.
Aye, but a week will be plenty time for me to make real policemen out of what Eric sent me before I send them back.
That's one to Sandy there, Eric.
Yes, sir. Yes, very amusing.
Well, come along, gentlemen. Time is of the essence.
Aye, well, this way, sir.
I'll let him know you're on your way up, sir.
Oh, you're in this too, Eric.
Look, I'm afraid I have to be excused for the time being, sir, until Constables Baker and Phillips get back. I'm on my own, see. Shortage of staff.
Well, make it as quick as you can. Oh, do you think you could arrange a cup of tea when you come up?
Certainly, sir.
Make that two teas, Eric.
Make that two teas, Eric. That'll be the day, McPhee.
Well, that's basically it. The uniform branch will be responsible for the security of the Rocher nugget. The CI will be assigned to the protection of the Premier. Any questions?
Yeah, there is one, sir. There seems to be an unusually large number of men assigned to the security of the Premier. Is that because of some threat? Any other indication of trouble?
No, Sergeant. Just a general stepping up of precautions, mainly as a result of the upsurge worldwide in attacks on politicians.
We had an unsuccessful theft of explosives first thing this morning. One man's in custody, unconscious in hospital. The second still on the loose.
Well, I'd certainly classify any theft of explosives as potentially very serious. At a time like this, something to be followed through, certainly.
Excuse me, Sarge. They couldn't match those prints with any known tank men. There's some good news, though. They managed to lift a good print from that busted gelignite case.
Can they identify it?
I'm still trying.
Your tea, sir.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
Here we are. Sorry, Sandy, that's the last tea bag, and as I'm so light on for manpower, I can't send out for any more, can I? But I can get you a nice glass of tap water.
It'll be all right, Eric, thank you. I'll be fine.
Riverside CI, Senior Detective Benjamin.
Eric, could you do something about these phone calls? We seem to be getting more interruptions than conference.
Certainly, sir. I'll hold them downstairs.
I'm going to run out of time. Sandy, I'll put you in charge of the uniform branch guarding that nugget. I'll leave everything in that department to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Does that mean requisitioning men from outside my area if I do require them?
It's a whole box and dice, Sandy. You're it. I know you'll do a grand job.
Sarge.
Yeah.
Senior, could this wait for a while? I'd like to get this conference wrapped up.
Sorry, sir, but it could be important to what we're discussing. That was the hospital. The man apprehended this morning's just died.
Well, Sergeant, it looks as though you'll have to do something rather urgently about getting your hands on the one that got away.
There we are, sir. Well, welcome to Chez Louis, sir, and bon appetit.
Oh, many thanks.
Yeah.
Is my good friend Louis around?
Oh, no, actually, sir, Mr. Latique had to step out for about an hour or so.
Oh, dear. Well, would you be good enough to tell him that Mr. Charles St. James was inquiring after his health?
Yes, I'll certainly do that, sir. Would you care to order?
What do you recommend?
Oh, well, the Vichy Soir is excellent.
Vichy Soir it shall be. And then?
Well, for the main course, I recommend noisettes of lamb in tarragon with hollandaise sauce.
Oh, superb. Louis makes the sauce himself.
Yes, of course, sir. It's a specialty of the house.
Noisettes it shall be. What's your name, by the way?
Roy Baker, Mr. St. James.
A pleasure to meet you, Roy. Well, I think with such fine food to anticipate, a little champagne to cleanse the palate.
Of course, sir.
A Moët Chandon or a Charles Heidsieck, I think. I leave you to choose the vintage.
Yes, that'll be my pleasure, sir.
Good.
There we are. Bomb Chez Louis.
Oh, simply marvellous, Roy. Simply marvellous.
Yes, well, I'm sure the contents will match the decor, so to speak.
Thank you.
Right. Oh. All one. Yeah. Good. Having a nice time? Good. I trust nothing is wrong, Mr. St. James.
There's something in my dessert.
It looks like a fly.
I think I ate one.
Oh, no.
Botulism. Have you heard of botulism?
No, please, Mr. St. James.
It desiccates the lining of the stomach and poisons the bloodstream.
Look, I'm sure even if there was an insect in there, I don't
must
think...
leave at once.
No, please, Mr. St. James.
You
No.
surely don't expect me to pay for my own poisoning.
Oh, well, if Mr. Latique agrees.
Mr. Latique? I'm going to the doctor.
Oh, well, in that case, we're most happy to waive the account, yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, right. Oh, my goodness. Cheese patter's very good tonight. Excuse me.
Roy.
Oh.
The man had just left. What did he want?
Yes, you're referring to your good friend, Mr. St. James. Well, it's rather unfortunate, you see, Mr.
What did the man want?
Yes, Mr. Latique. Well, you see, unfortunately, Mr. St. James found something rather disagreeable in his Bomb Chez Louis.
Did my good friend, Mr. Charles St. James, pay for his meal?
Oh, certainly not, sir. Under the circumstances, I knew you'd wish me to dispense with the account.
You dispensed with the account?
Yes, well, only in a manner of speaking, sir. You see, Mr. St. James, well, he decided that...
Mr. Charles St. James, as you call him, is otherwise known as Charlie Clayton, Charlie the horse, the ex-bookie.
I don't quite understand.
You were conned.
Oh, my goodness. I most humbly apologise, Mr. Latique.
You may apologise, Baker. You may also leave. Now.
You mean...
Yes, Baker, I do mean. You're fired.
The coroner advised me to get legal representation.
I expect he did. I have to point out there are other legal firms, Mr. Slinter.
But you are the only one in this town.
There's a solicitor at Mansfield.
But that is from here 40 miles.
And another at Woods Point.
I see.
Yes. I imagine you do.
Oh, clearly. I served in the Wehrmacht, and therefore I am a Nazi.
I didn't say that.
Oh, no, of course not. You will be much too careful.
I'm not refusing to represent you. Merely pointing out that others may be better qualified.
If they are all like you, Mr. Tice, I think I would be better without a lawyer.
There's no call for that kind of talk.